Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video during JMA Friday. For today's second video, as also on a Friday, we have a look at the weather for the next 30 days, next month with Japanese and CFS V2 miles. And I shall get on that for you very shortly to say about the first video today was our 7 AM broadcast. And we've also got a 10 to 14 day with all of reg features coming up for you later on this afternoon. Live streaming after 10 o'clock tonight. Please check in for that if you're around the channel after 10. Right, okay, let's start off with JMA 500 millibar height anomaly for the next coming week. So this is going to be from the 27th to 29th of October. This is from the Arctic and North Pole view down, of course. So that's the North Pole just there, and then the wider Arctic Circle around there. Mid-latitudes are around here. Blue is extrapolating to below average heights, which is low pressure, yellow, orange and red, to above average heights, which is high pressure. Coming week looks unsettled, with high pressure to the south. Low pressure is to the north and northwest, and quite a strong westerly zonal flow pushing through. Sort of pretty unsettled with the wettest and windiest weather in the north and west. Week 2 is going to be the 29th of October to the 5th of November, with quite deep low pressure over the north and west of Europe. So that also looking very unsettled. But jet stream might be a little bit further south with that as well, so not only unsettled, could be a little bit cold, but the main thing with that is that it does look like a very unsettled and wet start to November. Then week 3 and 4 will be the 5th through to the 19th of November. A little bit of a change here as we get some above average heights appearing just to our east and south. It's a strange looking anomaly, but probably settling down, turning dry. It could be very mild, but of course if the wind is coming in from off the continent, with it being November and you know, rapidly cooling over the continental landmass, then that could be starting to get a little bit colder actually as the wind drifts in from off the continent. I suspect the model though will say milder than average with that. Right, so that's the North Pole view down. This is tropical and mid-latitude view, so we can't see the Arctic, Greenland, Scandinavia, Iceland, all those areas off the chart up here. However, we just have a look at that view down, so we know what's going on, roughly in terms of the northern hemispheric pattern. British Isles in the top right-hand corner of the chart, as you're looking at it, reminder of a week 1, 500 millibar height anomaly, where we have high pressure to our south, and low pressure is to our north and northwest. The winds are in from off the Atlantic in a westerly fashion. Looks unsettled in the week ahead. Very mild temperatures. Temperature anomaly is significantly above average in those yellow to orange colours. That's around 1 to 3 degrees above normal. A very mild week coming up, but also wet with low pressure bringing plenty of rain in from off the Atlantic. Moving through to week 2, which will be the 29th of October to the 5th of November. We set up this area of low pressure right over top of the UK, and Ireland temperatures cool down quite significantly so. Actually goes a little bit below average just to our west. And also very wet as well, above average rainfall quite significantly so. So that is another wet week, but it's also colder as the jet stream digs a bit further south, so we pull some cold air in from the north and the northwest. And then this rather strange looking week 3-4 pattern, when we have to come over to this side of the chart for this, when we get this area of high pressure developing to our east over the continent. There's some lower pressure in the Atlantic. The temperature anomaly is lifting up here. The model is going for above average temperature, but bear in mind if that high pressure builds in and pulls the wind in from off the continent, it won't necessarily be that warm. This model will not be able to pick out sort of inversion cold, which is where, you know, it might be relatively mild aloft in the upper atmosphere, but on the surface, you get frost and fog. So the model will not be sensitive enough to be able to pick that out. It's also going a little bit above average rainfall as well. This could be it's a 2-week period, so it could be transitional as well. So it might be something like week 3 is still very unsettled, and then week 4 becomes more anti-cyclonic. It's a rather bizarre update, though, for week 3 and 4 from the JMA. Right, let's have a look at CFS V2. These are 500 millibar heights broken down into week periods. The first week period takes from 22nd, 28th of October. The coming week again with the above average heights over to the west-southwest country, below average heights to the north. So not as unsettled. I mean, they're disagreeing. CFS and JMA are disagreeing as early as week 1 here. The JMA is much more unsettled for week 1. The CFS actually looks relatively anti-cyclonic and should give a lot of dry weather in the weekend if that was to come off. Week 2 will be the 29th of October to the 4th of November. High pressure then sort of to our east and southeast, low pressure around here. There's northern blocking going on as well, and a trough in over northwest Russia and Scandinavia. So it's all happening, but I think the upshot is that we're probably unsettled and relatively mild there with wind coming in from a southwesterly direction. Week 3 is the 5th through to the 11th of November, and just looks really unsettled with lots of low pressure in from off the Atlantic. And then week 4 is going to be the 12th to the 18th of November, with high pressure building over and to the east of the country and south as well. Low pressure in the North Atlantic. So that's turning drier perhaps, but would be very mild. That will be bringing up wind from like the tropical Atlantic. Yeah, so that's like a taste of late summer in the middle of November. Right, temperature anomalies from the CFS week 1, which is 22nd, 28th October, above average. So a mild week coming up. Week 2, temperature anomalies from CFS, 29th of October to 4th of November. That one is also above average. Week 3 is the 5th through to the 11th of November. That one is above average 2. And then week 4 is the 12th to the 18th of November, and that one is also coming out above average. So very warm month to come. Another warm autumn of 2021 goes on. Precipitation week 1, 22nd, 28th October. It's dry but average south, a little bit wetter than average in the north and west. Week 2 just looks generally a bit unsettled. This is 29th of October to 4th of November. That one is a bit wetter than average in most areas. Week 3 substantially wetter than average. It's 5th to the 11th of November. Significantly wetter than average then. And then week 4 to the 18th of November. Still a little bit above average with rainfall. So yeah, you know, it's just a snapshot of what these models are showing. They could all look completely different next week, but there is a bit of disagreement there from as early as like next week. How unsettled will it be? But CFS looks rather more anti-cyclonic for next week. The JMA suggests quite unsettled. I think they're both agreeing on a very wet start to November, though. So it's just a question of how unsettled it gets next week. But I think by the end of October into November, really unsettled then. And then we go further on into November. And they're both sort of trying to build up some sort of higher pressure to the east and maintain very mild southerly southwesterly winds, I think. But we should wait and see how it all plays out, of course. Only a snapshot what these models are showing, so they could look completely different next week. Any forecast beyond 5 to 7 days comes with big health warnings, but a very warm but wet start to November based on JMA Friday this week. Right, we'll be back shortly with your 10 to 14 day. That will include all our raid features. Come back for that then. For this one, though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.